Christine McDaniel here, host of the Health and Happiness Hacks Wellness Show every single week on YouTube, on iTunes. Super excited to put this show out because now I get to bring in wellness experts in all different fields and realms, whether it's fitness, nutrition, just meditation, naturopathic doctors. We've already had some amazing guests. So today I have Katie Briggs on, and this is exciting because she is a registered nurse. So she is in the hospital arena. She's on the western side of medicine, but also the eastern side with essential oils. So she is finally our essential oil expert we're bringing in, because I know we've had a lot of people asking to have one on the show. And so I won't waste any more time. I'll go ahead and let her tell you more about what she's up to.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. It was such a privilege to have you ask me to come and speak about essential oils, because I do feel like I bridge that gap between Western medicine and holistic medicine. And there is a balance, and one is not better than the other. They sort of go hand in hand, because we do have a lot of advances from Western medicine that are very good and they're helpful. But if we could keep ourselves healthy with holistic medicine, that's the ultimate goal, so that we don't necessarily need Western medicine, which is on a sick model rather than a wellness model. Mm-hmm. So
preventative versus after the fact.
After the fact treatment, we give you a pill to cover up the symptoms versus something to get at the root cause and help your body heal itself. And I think that's the most powerful thing about essential oils.
How long have you been a nurse for?
For 12 years. I've been an ER nurse for 12 years.
Whoa. Oh, in the ER.
In the ER.
You've got
the
some
whole
stories.
time.
Whoa.
I love it though.
Yeah.
It has its benefits in that I can see everything from people being very sick and chronically sick and not taking care of themselves to people who really do take care of themselves but had something happen and now they're ill. And so I get to see what happens when we don't take care of ourselves, and it's definitely a big motivation to keep ourselves healthy and well and active so that we don't end up seeing me at work.
Yeah. Can you bring essential oils into the hospital at all?
So I'm actually working right now on getting essential oils into my hospital. I work at Chateau Memorial in Orange County, and they have a holistic program that they're starting where people will have the option to do other holistic avenues such as acupuncture, meditation, essential oils, really cool things going on in the Western medicine world right now, and that they're embracing full force some of these holistic avenues, because they're realizing that more and more people are turning to them and that they work. And there's science and there's research behind it why they work. And if they can, and it's business. Western medicine is business. So if they can keep people coming to them and have options in holistic healthcare in addition to Western medicine, that's their ultimate goal, is to combine the two. So we're definitely seeing a lot of strides right now in that arena.
And if you have a patient on the bed, can you and maybe they're nauseous or something, can you do peppermint oil or no? Like you can't?
Oh, I wish. We're working towards it.
Okay,
we're working towards it.
I'm just curious.
I have before given people my contact if I felt like, they asked about it, that kind of thing. But I can't tell them really about it at work because it's a different work relationship than just being their nurse in the emergency room. But more and more people come in, and in their medicine box, they have their Western medicines with pills, and then they also have their essential oil bottles, or
I love that.
They're written on their med list is also the oils they're using, or other like naturopathic pills or tinctures, which I think is amazing. We are really seeing a revolution going on right now in healthcare, and it's being driven by consumer demand and by consumers wanting something else and something more. And something that's not just a Band-Aid on top of the problem. They really want to get at the root cause as to why something's happening and as to what they can do to fix it rather than just make the symptoms go away.
Nice. No, and I love just getting to that root, because there's something that's causing it.
Exactly.
Just taking prescription pills to cover it up. It's
Always.
not gonna help.
Always. It just masks the symptoms rather than actually getting to what's causing it. If you have an upset stomach and I give you an anti-nausea medicine at work, it will hopefully make your nausea go away, but what's causing it? What is the reason for it? There are hundreds of reasons why you could have nausea, and if all we do is treat the nausea, we're not figuring out why your body is telling you, I don't want anything in my stomach, I don't feel good, I hurt. So if we fix what's wrong with it, the nausea will go away, but that's not the Western medicine model at this point. So
on the forms that they fill out, the intake form, essentially, They
Yeah.
say what prescriptions are you currently taking?
Yeah.
Do they say or what natural remedies are you taking? Or no, these people are just writing
Yeah,
it.
they're just writing
Like
it.
I wouldn't think to write in all
Yeah.
these oils
I
and
mean,
all
they,
these
they do say like what medicines are you taking, what supplements are you taking. And I think there's a lot of education out there right now for people realizing that, oh, the vitamins and the supplements I take, they do interact, they do have an effect on my body, so I do need to tell my doctor about it. When I go to my doctor, it's not any medicines, but it's like a list of supplements, and then I can say I use all the oils. So it's definitely, younger people that are driving this change in healthcare, but the older people as well are embracing it because they have aches and pains, and they have issues that they need to deal with as you get older. And they are a good remedy for all of those issues.
For sure. How long have you been on the essential oils side?
So I've been using essential oils I always equate it with my middle son, who just turned 5.
Nice.
That's crazy. For any of you that have kids, your kids grow up and you think, how did they get so big? So he was a super fussy baby. He had a lot of digestive issues. I was on a super restricted diet. I breastfed him for 12 or 13 months, and there wasn't any reason as to why in Western medicine he was so fussy. It wasn't colic. His stomach didn't like anything I gave it, and he was sick all the time. So I had a friend, it's actually my husband's cousin's wife. We call it all in the family. It's all in the family. She had come out to California and had said, I really want to give you a sample of this essential oil. I really think it will help. I know your son has had a lot of respiratory infections. I know he's been super fussy and you've been really struggling with what to eat to feed him so that his stomach isn't upset and he doesn't hurt. And I was already kind of in the holistic realm and doing wellness things and eating organic foods and trying to get to the root cause, but I honestly had never heard of essential oils. And this was 4.5 years ago.
Okay.
And they weren't hardly anywhere at that point.
No, they weren't. Yeah.
And so I put her off a couple times and said, oh, whatever. And my husband finally said, just go talk to her. What can it hurt? So I went and talked to her and she gave me a sample of the digestive blend, and I put it on my son, and it helped so much. It was like night and day. And it wasn't like an overnight thing where all of a sudden he was like cured, but it definitely was a solution where he wasn't as fussy and he didn't spit up as much. And this is gonna sound kind of gross, but having more regular bowel movements. And that's a big deal when you're 6 months old and your tummy hurts because you're not pooping and nobody can figure out why. And then I also used a respiratory blend on him to support his respiratory system because he would get sick because every time he got a cold, he would get croup. And now, being so much farther down the line, I realized when your gut's not healthy, your body's not healthy. And so his gut wasn't healthy. And so by working on his gut with the oils and healing his gut, I was also able to better heal his respiratory system because that's where the dysfunction was coming from, is that his gut wasn't healthy. So I am so grateful for her every day that she just kept bugging me about it, knowing that I needed a solution, and it was the answer that I was looking for, and I didn't even know I was looking for it. So I always encourage people to look outside the box when they're having an issue and they're having some problem, and look at alternatives and try it, especially if it's something holistic and natural. If you need someone to guide you, there's lots of naturopaths out there, there's lots of holistic healers, people to guide you, but definitely try things out that are not in your wheelhouse or not in your comfort zone, because sometimes stepping out of that comfort zone is all you need to get to a better place.
No, I agree 110%. It's like I fix things. There's a little more trial and error sometimes when you go the natural route, but then once you find that remedy or that one, vitamin that just changes everything.
Yes.
I got cystic acne really, really bad 5 years ago, around the same time I opened the spa, so that was fun. Like, great. Just what I need. So a year or two of that, and I tried everything not Retin-A, not prescription stuff, but everything else I could possibly do, acupuncture, all this crazy stuff to try to clear up my skin.
But not crazy.
Well, yeah, I know. It was crazy to me at that time, because again, that world was like outside my box, like you're just explaining. I'm like, okay, I don't know about acupuncture, and it's called, they would prick your fingers to release the heat, so they pushed the blood out because they thought that was causing the skin issues. Anyways, long story short, It was a lack of B5 vitamin. A friend of mine is a scientist here in San Diego. And she's like, Christine, you just gotta take B5, take one a day. Take one every day, it's gonna clear up your cystic acne. And I'm like, there's no way this little vitamin once a day is gonna clear up my skin. I've tried everything else. Diet, I tried every diet imaginable. Cut sugar, cut this, cut everything out. And she was right.
It's amazing sometimes. Our friends can be our best references and our best resources, but because they're our friends, we don't always think of them that way. So I thought of her as like my husband's cousin's wife, and like, yeah, she used essential oils, and she actually is my mentor now, and I go to her whenever I have a question or something I can't answer, but she was a resource, and I didn't realize it. So we need to use our resources and use our friends because they have all this specialized knowledge, and it's hard to see them as that when they're your friend, but we need to open up our world to see that.
For sure. No, love it. Yeah. So what are if somebody can only have like 3 essential oils to start with in their medicine cabinet, which 3 would they be? Not blends. Just 3.
Not blends.
Yeah.
So I would say peppermint and wild orange for sure. They are my go-tos. Anytime I am feeling a little blue, a little unmotivated, a little sad, a little overwhelmed, stressed, out of balance, this is what I use. So you can imagine I'm using this every day. We live in a crazy world that expects way too much of us, and we don't take time for ourselves a lot and relax enough and sit on the couch. So I put a couple drops of the essential oils on my hands, rub it together, and then breathe it in. And then rub it on the back of my neck. And because you rubbed it on the back of your neck, you get the effects for longer. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It just depends how much you used and how quickly your skin absorbs it.
And you mix the 2, peppermint
mix the 2 in my hands.
Okay, cool.
And then the third one, I was going to say a blend because I use it every day, but I would say probably lemon. So I learned a really awesome thing about lemon the other day. We have someone on our team who is an ultrasound tech, and she's super into research. She goes and does all this research about what other people are doing with essential oil research, and they found out that drinking lemon essential oil in your water helps your liver make glutathione. Glutathione is super healing, helps your liver detox, helps keep your body healthy, and helps keep your body functioning like it's supposed to.
Oh, nice.
All because of glutathione.
And it's easier than the lemon. I do the lemon, the real lemon, and squeeze, and it's like a mess, and then I run out of lemon.
Well, the amazing thing about using lemon essential oil instead of like squeezing a lemon in there is when you squeeze a lemon in, you get all of the acid from the lemon, and that is actually from the fruit. And so it breaks down your teeth, and it can cause cavities, it can cause sensitivities, but the lemon essential oil is from the rind. So it's cold pressed like olive oil.
Yeah.
And like when you twist a lemon rind and you see all the little, like not bubbles, but all the little like sacs there, it's actually, that's the lemon essential oil. So it's sweet rather than sour, and it won't break down your teeth, and it's not acidic, so it won't upset your stomach, and it actually is super concentrated. You would need like 150 lemons in order to equal the lemon that you're getting from 1 drop of essential oil.
Whoa, nice.
Crazy concentrated.
Oh,
which is one of the things I love about essential oils is they're so powerful and they're so much more concentrated than the plant. So I was telling you that my family has had some stomach upset today.
Yeah.
Not me. But my family. So, and if you're ever sick, have you ever drank peppermint tea or chamomile tea?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So the amazing thing about essential oils is that peppermint essential oil that I use to wake up and feel happier and get motivated. 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equal to 23 cups of peppermint tea. So you would have to drink a ton of peppermint tea to get the same benefits. And because it's super concentrated and it's an oil, so an oil is a fat, and people get really scared about fats. Like, oh no, it's a fat. Fats are good. Fats are awesome for you. Your skin is basically a fat layer on the top. So when you put the oil on your skin, it gets absorbed in 20 to 30 seconds. And then it makes its way to your bloodstream and goes to every cell in your body within 30 minutes. So you're getting all of the benefits of getting it absorbed very quickly. Whereas if you eat lemon, and you're eating like the lemon you squeeze in your water, it has to get digested first, and then it has to get to your small intestine, and then it has to get absorbed into your bloodstream from there. So it takes a little bit longer.
And then some essential oils, they say, especially the pure ones, they say don't put it directly on your skin. Don't you have to have a carrier oil sometimes?
It depends what it is. So some of them are what they call hot oils, things like cinnamon, clove, oregano. And what it is if you put it undiluted on your skin, it actually will feel like it's burning your skin. And that's because it's getting absorbed so quickly. So the carrier oil, and I'm not sure people are familiar with what that is. Carrier oils are anything that slows down the absorption. So things like coconut oil, olive oil, almond oil, avocado oil, any of the oils that you would think to cook with would be great carrier oils. You want to make sure it's organic. You want to make sure that it is certified organic, or something from one from a company that doesn't have any fillers or additives in it, because you are putting it right on your skin and it's getting absorbed.
Is it like a 1 to 10 mix usually, like 1 drop?
So for kids, I would say 1 drop of essential oil to between a teaspoon and a tablespoon of essential oil.
Okay.
And it just depends how old the kid is. If the younger ones, for sure, you do much more. And for the older ones, you can do much less carrier oil. For adults, you can put some undiluted on your skin. Lavender is one that can go right on your skin. Melaleuca, tea tree oil, right on your skin. You actually can put lavender right on new baby skin, as long as you're getting it from a reputable source, something that's organic. And the big thing is third-party testing. You have to make sure that the oils are free of fillers and additives, preservatives, because the essential oil market, like I'm sure that you have heard, is very unregulated. That's a great word. Unregulated. So you can put anything on the bottle. It's not necessarily what's in the bottle. You can have additives or fillers, pesticides. So you want to make sure the company tests. And at that point, you can be confident in putting it on your skin and taking it internally if it's labeled for internal use. And not all essential oils are. So you have to make sure the one you're using is labeled for internal use. So for those hot oils, I would definitely dilute it. One drop of the essential oil to a tablespoon of carrier oil. Put a small bit on, see how it is, and see if it is gives you discomfort. And if it does, it's super easy. All you do is squirt some more of the carrier oil on and rub it in. And that just spreads it out and slows the absorption so it doesn't hurt as much.
Nice. And then how many classes have you've taken? Tons of schooling, I can already tell.
Tons of schooling.
And classes.
Like how many? To be an ER nurse, I've been an ER nurse for 12 years. I have a certification in emergency nursing. I also have my bachelor's degree in nursing. And for essential oils, I have taught probably 1,000 classes.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of it is trial and error and learning by using. I always encourage people to don't be afraid to open the cap. You get a new oil, open the cap and smell it. The amazing thing about your brain is that you may not think you need that oil at some point, but because your brain smelled it and knows that it is in your house, you may all of a sudden get a feeling like, oh, I should go get that orange oil. And you wonder where that came from. It's because your brain knows, I have orange oil. And right now, that's what I can use. Your body is very intuitive and knows what it needs. My other suggestion for people starting out is put them someplace easy. Don't put them in your bathroom cabinet.
Okay.
Don't put them in your bedroom. Put them someplace out. I have a super handy husband, so he was amazing and made me a pallet wood holder.
Oh, cute.
So I have them in my kitchen.
Pallet. Does it look a little bit like our pallet wood?
Yes, it totally reminded me of that.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
I have like the cooking ones separated because I do use them to cook all the time as well. And I have them out so that I use them. My kids actually sometimes come up and ask for certain ones that they like. They know that if they're feeling under the weather or before school, we do certain ones on their feet.
Because it pores on the bottoms of your feet.
Very large.
Yeah.
The pores on your bottom of your feet, they get absorbed quickly, and your feet are not very sensitive, so it's not going to be as much discomfort with some of the more concentrated oils as putting it on your arm or the back of your hand or your neck. So that being said, there are places where you are never supposed to put oils. So never in your eyes and never in your ears.
People have done that?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
No, that's not good.
So if you get oil someplace that it's not supposed to be, a great tip is to take that carrier oil, put a little bit in your hand and rub it around your eyes, and that will pull the oil out. If for some reason you get cinnamon near your lips or too close to your mouth, you do the same thing with your mouth, around your lips, and that will pull it out. If you're having ear discomfort, I know a lot of people are realizing that ear infections are viral and not bacterial, so doctors are not giving people antibiotics. So you go home and think, my kid's ear hurts or my ear hurts and I can't do anything about it, I just have to wait for it to go away. You can actually use essential oils for it. That's one of my favorite uses. Lavender, basil, melaleuca, those are my favorite. You just rub it on the bone right behind your ear. You have a big bone there.
Yeah.
And it gets absorbed very quickly. And then this part of your ear, the big floppy part, is called the pinna. And you rub the oil also in the little fold of the pinna. And it's like magic. And I feel really weird saying that. But it's like magic.
I love magic.
So much of the pain disappear. And then your body can heal itself. Your body can make all of the discomfort go away by healing the infection, which I think is powerful. It's that root cause.
Yeah. No, and I love, Katie, that you just use the word magic. Again, this is RN, this is a nurse working in a hospital, but she'll use the word magic. And like, I just love that you're able to integrate the two and just have that holistic background.
Yes. And there is a lot of research. So if anyone's interested in research about essential oils and why they work, if you go on PubMed, it's a public directory of all research for everything. You can search for anything.
So PUBMED.
Yeah, PUBMED, and you can just Google search that, and the site will pop up, and you can go in there and look at all the essential oil research they've been doing.
That's awesome.
Johns Hopkins right now is doing a ton of research on essential oils, and their goal is to get research on every essential oil out there to prove how it works, why it works, and the biomechanical, biochemical way that it works in your body. Because they're very much at the forefront of the holistic trend, and they want essential oils to become part of your medicine cabinet, which is powerful.
Yes.
From a Western medicine, research-based hospital that is incredible. Johns Hopkins is an incredible research institution. I can't say that. Institution, and an incredible hospital that does Western medicine. But for them to be embracing holistic medicine so wholeheartedly, that just shows me that that's the way that it's going.
Yeah.
And that's the trend, and I've seen it work, and I know that it works, and I'm so excited that that's the way that it's going.
Yay! So for you, Katie, what's a good self-care? You're taking care of all these people. You're working 12-hour shifts at the hospital. What do you do for self-care?
So for self-care, I take my vitamins every day, and when I take them, I do this. I used to call it silly, but now I call it powerful mantra. These vitamins will nourish my body and soul to help me be the best I can be. The best nurse, the best mom, the best friend. And then I also go to the oils every day when I'm feeling like I need a pick-me-up, when I am stressed out, when I'm having some digestive issue, or my kids are having respiratory issues, or they're getting sick. I also enjoy my coffee. I know that coffee sometimes can be not that great, but in the morning I get up, I make my coffee, I do a bulletproof coffee.
Nice. That's what I do every day. Yes.
Yeah.
That's different.
So I tell myself it's okay that I'm drinking coffee because it's organic cream, and I do a little bit of coconut oil, and I do some bone broth protein. So I'm nourishing myself, and I don't have a lot of time in the morning. My kids are 6, 5, and 3.
I was going to ask.
Morning time consists of getting 3 little people dressed, and ready for school, and ready for the day, and me ready for work if I'm working that day. But I just kind of take the time while I'm drinking my coffee and getting everyone ready to just really appreciate that I do have these amazing little people. So I think that's my self-care ritual, is the coffee, and then the gratitude of knowing that I'm so lucky to be in charge of 3 little humans.
Yes.
Because I still feel like me. I don't feel like a mom. I don't feel like I'm super responsible, but I am.
Yeah. No, that's great. And the bulletproof coffee, we don't talk enough about it on the show, but yeah, I blend mine with ghee, like an organic ghee.
Yes.
Like blend it up in the morning, put some almond milk, like that's my thing. And then I'm not hungry until noon.
Yes.
Because that healthy fat is just, keeps me full for like half the day.
And the protein is so good for you. And the collagen protein helps heal your gut and make your gut work right. And if you are a person who isn't very hungry in the morning, that traditionally is something that I've never been a big breakfast person.
Yeah,
maybe at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. I'll do a big breakfast. But it helps give your body energy, because after you've been sleeping, you've been fasting for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, and your brain needs it.
Yeah.
So that's a great, easy thing you can do in the morning to give yourself some nutrition until you feel like you're hungry.
Love it. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So what about books? Or do you have time? You're busy, but do you have time to, what's your favorite book?
So I used to be a super reader, an avid reader, and at some point, when my kids are all back in school, I think I'm just going to sit in my backyard,
read a
my
bunch of
book
books.
in the sun, and read. But I thought a lot about this, because I do like to read for fun, but I think there were powerful books for people who are looking for healing too. And since this is a health and happiness and show, I wanted to tell everybody, if they haven't heard about it, Feelings Buried Alive Never Die by Louise Hay.
Ooh.
She is a giant in the emotional space, where if you have something happen to you, it can actually lodge in one of your organs based on what it is, and then it causes illness or sickness. So depending on what it is, health issue that you're dealing with, it has to do with something that emotionally you haven't processed. And so I would love for people to go check it out. It definitely is out of a lot of people's box, feeling that like something traumatic, whether it be something tiny. I mean, it can even be like an argument with your husband that you haven't resolved in your heart. In your head, you're like, oh, it's done, we're over it. But if you haven't resolved it in your heart, it can actually cause you to be sick or have system dysfunction. And there actually is research in that area that's going on now too, where a lot of these vets with PTSD are having physical symptoms, and when they actually go heal what emotionally is wrong, their physical symptoms get better.
Disappear, yeah. No,
So I think it's super powerful to realize that.
So what's the name of the book one more time?
Feelings Buried Alive Never Die, and it's by Louise Hay.
Okay. No, I've heard it first. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard of that book. Okay, cool. Well, that's a good one. So definitely write that one down, you guys. And then what would be your number one across the board out of everything? What's your number one like hack for people? You know, we just want to give them one quick, easy, something they can implement immediately into their lives for either better health or more happiness. What would that be?
Gratitude.
Ooh, okay.
So gratitude with everything. Everyone has little things and big things that happen to them that make them question where their life is going, or they think, oh, I'm having a bad day. Are you having a bad minute, or are you having a bad day? And are you letting your 1 minute dictate the rest of your bad day? So I think seeing gratitude in everything that we have, and that doesn't mean never being upset or feeling overwhelmed, but just feeling gratitude for what you have. You know, I have a roof over my head. Today it's raining. I have a dry place to go. I have heat. I have a family, and I have my health. If you have your health, that's the greatest blessing, because without it, none of those other things that you have matter. And so I think seeing gratitude in everyday things helps you have a more positive outlook, and when you have a more positive outlook, you see the positive in everything instead of the negative in everything.
Love it. Do you do a gratitude journal at all, daily journal?
I try. One of the things I want to get better at is actually journaling every day. But at the end of my day, I am tired, and a lot of times it doesn't get done. But I do try to see the gratitude in things. When I'm frustrated or irritated, whatever it may be, I try and see the positive. You know, I'm at work and I'm frustrated with a patient who isn't listening and isn't, doing what we ask them to do. But I have a job that I get to impact people's lives, and it's like a blip in my life, but I have such a big chance to make their life so much different. And you never know when something you say or something you do, or even a small gesture that you make for someone could make a big difference in their life.
Oh, for sure.
And so I think having gratitude for whatever position you have and wherever your life is, having gratitude for that helps you have such a better, happier life.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think I've talked about it on previous shows, but I have a little notebook, a little journal, and every morning, luckily I've made it a routine to just write in that journal, like 5 things I'm grateful for that happened the day before. And I've been doing it for like years now, so now it's just that daily habit.
Yeah.
It takes like 2 minutes, but again, it sets the tone for the whole day. If I can do that in the morning, it sets my whole day up. But then, something happens in the afternoon, like you said.
Yeah.
I don't like saying, oh, I'm having a bad day, 'cause it's going to ruin the whole day.
Yeah.
Just because I had a bad thing happen doesn't mean it ruined the whole day. But, you get in that moments in the afternoon or the evening, it's like, okay, maybe I need a gratitude journal in the afternoon.
Or some peppermint and wild orange.
I know. Oh, yeah. No, there we go.
Really hot.
That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I need it. So, the gratitude, that's an awesome tip for you guys. And then what's a way they can learn more about what you're doing with essential oils? What's the best way for them to get in touch or reach you?
So the best way is I have a Facebook page, I have an Instagram page. All of that is all together on my website. So if you go to www.holistic-living-rn.com, it has my blog there. I try and post healthy living tips, everything from essential oils to gratitude, mindset, and then recipes, things that are going on in my life that I think will help people. It also has my links to my Facebook and my Instagram. It has links to my YouTube channel and my Pinterest as well. So.
Yay, love it. Well, thank you so much, Katie, for all these tips and tricks. You gave so many with essential oils, especially for those that aren't into essential oils yet. Those were some great starter tips. And even those of us that have been in essential oils for a couple of years, I'm like, right, I need to write that down. What do I need to do again? So thank you all for watching or listening to this weekly wellness show. Definitely subscribe if you haven't yet. You can write some comments below, and so you can either catch it on YouTube or on iTunes.